That afternoon, I had just finished surgery on a dog with a uterine infection when I got an urgent call from someone living on the outskirts of town. His voice was filled with concern. "Miss, someone dumped 2 kittens at the garbage site near my place. One black, one white, they're curled up, not moving. I don't know what to do." That was all I needed to hear. I grabbed my emergency kit and jumped into the car. I'd dealt with countless rescue situations before, but each time, it still hit me hard. When I arrived, the first thing I saw was a chaotic mess of garbage, damp and foul-smelling, scattered everywhere. Right on the edge of the dump were 2 tiny kittens, dirty and matted, curled into themselves as if trying to disappear. The white one was trembling, eyes barely open in fear. The black one lay still, barely breathing. Not a single meow. I gently lifted them out of that place and brought them to a small patch of clean ground just a few steps away. I laid out the clean towel I always carry in my kit and placed each kitten on it. My hands started to tremble slightly as I pressed the stethoscope to their tiny chests. Their heartbeats were faint, breaths irregular, especially the black kittens. No water, no milk, they could have been there all day. I pulled out a small syringe and gently dripped clean water into their mouths. The white kitten began swallowing slowly. But the black one, no response. I knew there was no time to waste. I began performing CPR on both kittens, carefully, precisely, but urgently. I brought them both to the nearest veterinary station, where I work and could closely monitor their conditions. As soon as I laid them on the table, the team got to work. I started 4 fluids, added electrolytes, and injected shock support medications. Especially for the black kitten, whose condition was far more critical, I had to keep the oxygen tube on him constantly and administer fluids to support his circulation. There were moments when I stood frozen, eyes on the heart monitor, silently begging the black kitten's rhythm not to stop. About an hour later, the white kitten opened his eyes again. He began to respond, licking his lips when I brought a diluted milk formula close. In the middle of a long, tense night, that tiny sign of life felt like pure joy. I gently wiped the dirt from his fur, which was now less matted and reflected a soft light under the lamp. The black kitten hadn't come around yet. I rechecked his oxygen, continued the fluids, and gave him another dose of heart support medication. Every move had to be calculated. The line between life and death was so very thin. Finally, near dawn, something miraculous happened. The black kitten twitched, then slowly opened his eyes. He wasn't fully awake, but it was the clearest sign yet that he hadn't given up. I leaned down and whispered, "Good job, little one. Keep going. I'm not letting you go." When they were both fully conscious, I placed small trays of food in front of them. The white one ate quickly, while the black one, still weak, made an effort to lick a few bites. That sight brought a sting to my eyes. We don't always win. But this time, I hadn't lost. A few days later, I started looking for someone to adopt them. I've always believed that animals who've been abandoned deserve a second family, a place where they're loved without condition. And this time, luck smiled once again. A young couple, who loved animals and had once adopted an elderly cat with a missing leg, called me after seeing the kitten's photos I had shared. They teared up hearing the story. And they said, "We can't separate them. They survived together, so they should grow up together." I watched as they carried the kittens away. The white one nuzzled into the girl's chest, while the black one, still fragile, tried to stand in the boy's arms. A beautiful ending. A new beginning. There are tiny souls out there, screaming silently for help. And people, like you and me, only need to reach out a hand to change a life forever.